all of the knowledge which we have, I want to tell you a quick exercise which we put together. It's basically making a hull in from a single surface. Okay. Again, I'm going to repeat. We are going to create a hull from a single flat surface. Okay. You can make this surface with the dimension you need, or you can make this surface with the size you require, right? This is a precision software, so you can also put the size over here. 30 meter, 20 meter, 15 meter, whatever meter you want to put it together. Okay. All right. So guideline point editing with rotate, all that I will explain you. So, but these are the methods. I'll just explain you that, right? So first we do the surface, then we do the guidelines and rotate the editing points. Point editing, we all now, I think we are intermediate level in terms of editing right now. Then we move the control points to create a kind of a profile. You can see that this profile is straight here, and then this profile is now manipulated. Then again, we do the edit control points, and then we use the command called shear to create this angle, which you see here, right? Currently it is straight here, then you create the angle, and then we do the align control points and mirror. So we align the control points properly in this scenario, and then we mirror it in a way, and then we create this surface, merge and planar surface, and we created the surface. Look at how beautifully this has been created in like 10-15 minutes of exercise. Yeah, all right. So let's let's start with this making of hull, in which we just created a very simple surface. On with that, we wanted to create something like that, this kind of shape. Yeah. So this is the surface which is there. Now I will just isolate it so that we are not going to see anything else other than that. And we go to the top view and we do the zoom. We go to the front view, we do the zoom selected object, and the right view, we do the zoom selected object. Okay, so what we're going to do now very quickly, that we're going to just do this. Okay, we only want to select certain points so that we can rotate those points. Yeah, so here the points are selected, and we're just going to say rotate. Okay, so let's see, we're just rotating those points. I hit F8, so I can rotate it vertically. So now my uh, surface has been folded in such a way that the bottom portion remains the straight one, and the top portion becomes kind of a 90-degree. You can see on the right perspective view, also in the top. So why we are doing this four view put is basically we want to select the correct number of control points and the precise control points we want to select, and just drag it again in the front. And then what we're going to do is we're going to select them, and we can rotate it. Let's say rotate on the top view. You select them, and then you rotated it to the 90-degree, which is on this plane. And when you do that, you get the form which was earlier we were looking at. Yeah, this way. For the back, it was fairly easy to do. We have looked at the command called shear on top of it, and yeah, before that, I think this is a straight kind of a form. We wanted to change that into a form which has the design intent, which is similar to what I'm just doing right now. Yeah, so we're just doing a drag of the points, right? We're just dragging the points currently. So in this way, you can definitely do very quickly the design of the hull, right? Here it is, right? So this is almost like similar to that. We can also just edit it manually. We are now the expert in editing it properly uh, now. And depending on how far it goes, you will get to see the structure. Yeah, done. So yeah, this is the first, I think, the exercise we did. For the back side, basically, this is not going to be in straight line, right? So it's always going to be a tapered kind of situation. So what we're going to do is we're going to just select them, all of these points, right? So here you will see that the back of the points are selected, and we're going to use the command called shear. Right? Yesterday we looked at that. We select them, and then we have to turn off the F8 so that we got to see how much we are doing the shear. And then shear is always asking for the angle, so we can give the angle as whatever 5 degree. So right now it is going down. We can use -5 to go up. Okay, and hit enter. So now you have this form on the back, which is a little bit above the surface at the back. Yeah, so this is how we can develop it. It's easier to manipulate. The first is the difficult exercise, but after that it is easier to manipulate this form by changing this curvature. You can see that this is what we have done here. You can see that if I turn on the control points, you will see that this control point has been moved further away to create this form. After that, when you edit it again, I'll just again show you. So there are few of these points again I have edited, right? Moved across here. So that's exercise in which I have created this form correctly in this stage. And what I wanted to show you is this shear command. Okay. What shear command does is very, very good, right? And here I think guys record history would have been a you know good way to explain you what has happened. So I think once you do it, then I think it matters. All right. So what shear does is basically it takes this line and just move that rather than moving all of these control points along with it, right? It just moves a particular line here. So let's use the command called shear on, let's say, this form. Okay, shear, select objects to shear. Okay, origin point. So let's say I'm just going to do this origin point, reference point. Okay, fine. Sorry. Yeah. So shear command. Let's say origin point, reference point. Sorry. So, all right. And this is very new to me, guys. So please, what exactly we are going to do as a shear is this. So what are we doing is basically we're just making this geometry in such a way that it should manipulate in the idea we require the geometry to be. I don't know why it's annoying sometimes when things doesn't work to our way. Okay, right. So here we have the best idea about the shear is that you have a shear angle which we wanted to put together. So when you do it in the plan, it's gonna do the angle in this way where you have this curvature which is going across. And the same way when you do it in the elevation, okay, so this is the elevation and you have this point, and we wanted to do the shear. So then in this shear, you're gonna get this angle which is required for the ship, front part of the ship. Yeah. So don't mind on the back for now. Just see the front part where I have created this form with the shear. What basically it means is that whenever the front part of the ship which you wanted to create without manipulating, so if I wanted to move these points, right? Let's say if I wanted to move these control points, let's say, okay, it can still happen like what I needed, right? But it is not going to happen the way I need it, right? Look at that sharp line I needed here. Okay, it is not possible when I do it this way. So it is only possible. There's a command called shear where only the edge portion of it which I want to manipulate, it can manipulate in this way. Okay, uh, I hope you guys understood what I was doing for now. Okay, I'll come back to the first phase where how I made this turn around, right, with the form which I have here, with the basic form. But is this clear, guys? Anybody has any doubt? For the shear, in the plan, if I want to do a shear, okay, it's just reference point you require and then the angle you required, right? So it becomes much like a uh, uh, coyote, I think it's called. So you create this kind of a very sharp form in here. Okay, and when you do the shear for the elevation purposes, Let me just draw that and see how much shear I can do. Okay. Yeah, for elevation purposes, then you will get this kind of a form. Yeah, and I did two things. First, I did select the whole surface and did the shear. The second I did is I only selected the curve or the control points and made this design right now, or made this edge right now. And this is what we needed, and this is the form we have created based on this logic. All right.